is we do offer commercial packages. And what's unique about Farmers that's different than some of the other big insurance companies like State Farm and Allstate is that Farmers offers Farmers products, but if we don't have something that necessarily fits with Farmers, we can go elsewhere. So we have a whole brokers market or brokers companies, but they're brokers companies that we can go to. So when you're referring me out, if you're talking about, hey, I have a small business who needs insurance, okay, let's talk about what kind of business they are. They could be things like landscaping companies. They could be law offices. They could be, as I say, my friend Adam, he has a medical office. It could be a mortgage company. All kinds of different levels, all kinds of different companies. One thing that I specialize in is I do smaller to mid-range businesses. And I think that's important because I want to see entrepreneurs grow and thrive, but I want to make sure that they're protected as well. And their protection is equally important. So what do I mean by protection? What kind of protection do you need? Let's say you get into an office and you do a whole, and everybody gets into a box and it's a blank slate. It's got 5 colors of the same color white, but you throw in $50,000 into this space. You put in like maybe a tile wall, you put in different cabinets, you put in a different carpet. You have $50,000 invested in that. If there's a fire in the building, guess what happens to your plate? It goes to the back to those white walls. It goes back to that same carpet. So unless you insure that $50,000, you just spent $50,000, you're not going to get anything for it. So those kind of things are important. Tools are important to some people. Electricians, plumbers, mechanics, mobile mechanics. I insure a pest control company. They go out on trucks and they service customers out in the field. Well, guess what? There are thieves out there. One of the #1 items at pawn shops are tools. Why? Because thieves love tools, and then they will pawn them and get the money for them because tools are valuable. Because then when you steal the tools, you got to go buy them again. If you don't want to go to Home Depot, you can go to the pawn shop. So you just buy your own tools back. Now, Farmers, one of the things Farmers does is Farmers has great tool coverage, and they will buy them back at replacement cost, which means whatever you paid. If you had a DeWalt screwdriver, or a DeWalt Sawzall or whatever, you can get the DeWalt Sawzall. You don't have to go down and get the home brand. So that's one benefit that Farmers offer. Another coverage that's really important that you might have that you may not know about. How about something called EPLI? EPLI is basically employment insurance, employment liability insurance. And if we all have employees, what that covers is #1, it covers the owner in case an employee comes back and, like, let's say you let them go and they come back and say you were wrong, you shouldn't have fired me, there's a lawsuit coming. Guess what? Your EPLI, if they're right, as long as you didn't knowingly do it, didn't knowingly fire them because of their age, sex, all that stuff like that, then guess what? Your insurance will help pay for the legal fees to defend you in court. How about this situation? What if you have, like, let's say, so Scott's in mortgage, he's got an office and stuff like that, he's got someone at the front desk. Someone comes in, a customer like that, and all of a sudden the gal or the gentleman at the front desk cusses that person out, calls them names, says horrible things. Guess what? They sue Scott. So all of a sudden, he's liable for what his employee said. If he didn't have EPLI insurance, he's paying for that lawsuit, or at least to defend himself in court, all right? So, coverages you don't think about. How about that in the same situation that Jeff was in? You have, like, let's say you're a small mid-range company, you get hacked. Because hackers aren't just going after big companies anymore. They're going after smaller companies. Why? Because you probably don't have the money to provide the great protection, or, and it's easy to get into your information. We have coverage for those kind of breaches. Now, it does not cover, like, if they get in there and they steal a bunch of money, you're going to have to work that out with the bank. However, it will cover, like in Jeff's case, it will cover how much you have to pay to get whoever your clients are, whoever's information was stolen. It will pay to protect their information. Whoever you have to hire, whatever you have to do. So if I have to pay to monitor 3 bureaus, that insurance will pay to monitor those 3 bureaus for Jeff. If you are held hostage, if you're ransomware, if you are held hostage and you have to wind up paying ransomware and stuff like that, if you can prove that that the ransomware is obviously a threat or whatever, you had to pay something, guess what? Your insurance will help pay to get that, will pay you back for that ransomware. Cybersecurity coverage, exactly. And it goes up certain much. You can get up almost $500,000. So we think about those kind of coverages and those kind of things. #1, the offices that we're in, the liability. Maybe so if you've got bigger offices and things like that, slip and falls. Slip and falls are important. Number one, you want to be able to make sure you cover the person who's injured, and if they're working for you, you want to make sure that that your business can go on and things like that. So you want to make sure they're taken care of and you're taken care of as well. And that kind of rolls into another thing. We also do workers' comp coverage. Workers' comp is important these days because not only it protects you, but it also protects your important employees. So if you're in a restaurant and you've got a family, and your family works in the kitchen, but if mama goes down and mama's the main cook, that could be a problem for the business, right? So you want to make sure that your business doesn't die just because mama slips and falls and hurts her back and has to go out for 6 months. Farmers and myself, we can take care of all that. So it's an important thing to know that in commercial, we've got Farmers has a wide range of products. I've got people who actually insure with Farmers. I've got people with Farmers. I've got people with Chubb. I've got people with BTS. I've actually got people with Hartford and with Liberty Mutual. And foremost, I can probably find a policy for you. I've got a concrete worker. I've got a pest control. I've got someone in pest control. We've got mortgage. We've got a mortgage office. You need insurance.
Do you do E&O as well?
E&O, errors and omissions. Yes, we can do an errors and omissions and professional liability. So we can definitely do that too. So anyway, that's a little bit kind of want to talk about what I can do commercially for people. I can do the home and the auto stuff like that, but it goes beyond that. We can also do the commercial side. So feel comfortable that if you're talking to other small business owners or things like that, if you talk to your clients and stuff like that, if you've got someone who's had a business for 2 years, maybe they got a couple employees and they got an office, hey, a lot of people don't understand the insurance that they have. They either don't have it or they don't understand it, they just got it. I can help explain it. I can show them what they got. I can show them why it's better. So that's my bit on commercial insurance. Thank you guys very much.
That's excellent. So,